Hi everyone, my name is Brianna, and today I want to persuade you to care about something that affects thousands of students every single year: alcohol abuse. Among college students, it is more common than people think. A lot of students assume drinking in college is just normal, but what most people do not talk about is how many students end up in dangerous situations because of it. Some get sick, some go to the hospital, and many deal with long-term problems that could have been prevented. My goal today is simple. I want to explain why Texas community colleges should require alcohol education workshop for all first-year students. One workshop can make a huge difference in keeping young adults safe. Today, in this presentation, I'll be covering First, I'll explain the main problem, which is alcohol abuse among first-year students. Second, I will describe why students are especially vulnerable because of emotional, social, and early life factors. Third, I will introduce the solution: why alcohol education workshops. Fourth, I will show you the research that proves these workshops help. Next, I will help you picture the future looks like if colleges take action, and what it will look like if they do nothing. Finally, I will end with a call to action that Texas community colleges can start applying right away. Moving on, I'm going to talk about the problem. Let's be honest, drinking is very common on college campuses, but alcohol abuse is extremely harmful. First-year students are at the highest risk for binge drinking. They are adjusting to a new environment, they just want to fit in, and many feel pressure to join whatever everyone else is doing. Right here, I provided a chart from 2022 to 2025 increasing alcohol abuse for college students. The number of alcohol-related incidents among college students increase every year. This includes hospital visits, dangerous behavior, and academic problems. The results affect everything: students' health, safety, and school performances all suffer. This is not simply normal for college behavior, it is a serious issue that needs attention. Moving on, why students are vulnerable. Students are not vulnerable for just one reason. There are emotional, mental, and social factors all happening at once. Research shows that emotional intelligence plays a major role. Students who struggle to manage stress or emotions are more likely to use alcohol as one way to cope. Another study shows that early childhood experiences can make some students more likely to engage in risky behavior. Later in life, colleges never know what students have been through before arriving on campus. But these researches by Carlos, Rubio, and Champion, they all said that socially, peer pressure is extremely powerful. When students believe everyone else is drinking heavily, most of them join in just to fit in. Even those who do not want to drink feel pushed into it. So, this is not about students wanting to make bad decisions. They face emotional pressure, social pressure, and personal pressure all at the same time. Moving on to slide 5, the solution: alcohol education workshops. The good news is that there is a realistic and effective solution. I am proposing that all first-year students should at least be required to attend an alcohol education workshop, and I say that because these workshops do not tell students to never drink. The purpose is to help them understand how alcohol affects their brain, judgment, and safety. They also teach how to recognize alcohol poisoning, which can save a life. Workshops also introduce students to counseling resources on campus. Many students do not reach out for help until the situation has gotten too serious, but education gives them a chance to act early. If we provide these workshops for first year students. Moving on to slide 6. Here, education works because it changes the way students think. When students learn what alcohol actually does to their body and their brain, they are more likely to set limits and look out for friends. They start thinking before they drink. Studies show that in USA to England to Canada, that schools with alcohol education programs have fewer alcohol-related hospital visits, and more students who seek help early. Even one workshop is enough to shift someone's perspective from thinking that heavy drinking is normal to understand the real risk. But moving on to slide 7, visualization, what the future looks like. I want you to picture 2 different futures. In the first future, Texas community colleges take action. Students understand the risk of alcohol, make safer decisions, and support one another. There are fewer dangerous situations, fewer hospital visits, and better academic success. In the second future, nothing changes. Nothing changes. Students continue using alcohol to deal with stress. Incidents keep rising, and more students struggle academically and emotionally. These outcomes can last for years. The difference between these 2 futures in one simple choice: do colleges prepare students, or do they leave them to figure out on their own? This is where we come to take action. Call to action. Today we talked about the problem of alcohol abuse among students. Why so many students are vulnerable, how workshops can help. There's the research that supports them, and what the future looks like depending on what colleges chooses to do. My call to action is clear. Texas community colleges should require alcohol education workshops for all first year students. This is not a dramatic change, but I do think it does not require huge funding, but it does protect students, educate them, and give them the tools to stay safe. Alcohol may be common in college life, but the harm does not have to be. But this is my presentation, and thank you for listening.